Hey there, welcome everybody. This is your host, Tony Porter. Hope everybody's doing well out there in tabletop baseball dice land. Today, this is less, I'll be playing season ticket baseball, but this is less about season ticket baseball as I'm still learning it, which is fine. Even to do videos, you can still be learning something and do videos. Um, but it's more about the helper that I use, Digital Diamond Baseball. This is a an app that I presented on my channel. I'd say about 3 or 4 years ago, approximately, and I saw that it definitely had potential. I also recognized that there were elements of it that needed to be simplified, tweaked, and smoothed out. And that was the input system that I felt the curve was a little bit higher than it is today. They've in volumes, and I think I'm talking about volume 9 or volume 10. Now we were up to volume 13, and I'm using 12. I've been using 12 for about a year now. And it really, there is a slight curve, but it's minimal. I'm going to run through 3 innings to see and to present and to show you, right? Is this something you can't learn? Is this something that's so complicated? Because that I think is the barrier to a lot of people picking up a helper, where it's going to open up your possibilities, uh, in terms of what replays you want to do, how you want to do them, and how many you want to do, and on and on and on. All right. I'm also a big proponent of PDF, and it's very, very simple. Why? I have a very affordable printer. It was, I think, $60. Now I think it sells for 70. It is the HP MV6055 series. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I just print out. I buy PDFs. They're delivered immediately. So if I want a season in the middle of the night, I order it. It gets there at minutes later, and it's $20 usually, $25 for the more expensive ones, $15 for the cheaper ones, and I just print out what I want. I have a trusty, very inexpensive $10 cutter, which I got. It's a Letion color, Letion, and I use that for my cards. I eyeball them. They come out pretty decent, not perfect for sure. It would be, a lot more perfect if I had the company cut them for me and print them for me and send them to me. But in this day and age of rising prices and limited disposable income, and also people on very, very tight budgets, this is the way to go. I have every player, I have every season at my disposal for $20. All it requires for me to do is print and cut. That could take, depends. It took me about 5 minutes for the whole process. Cutting out a team, a 1970s team, grant you, which is about 30 players or so, 12 pitchers, about 18 batters, and that's what 70s were. So 30 cards, prints out very quickly. It's not expensive on the paper. I buy my paper, I think 250 sheets for like $10, or something like 500 sheets for 20 some odd dollars, depending on what manufacturer I go and when I'm buying it. Normally buying the larger amount from the same company will give you a break, right? And that's it. So let's get to it. I want to show you how to input three innings of season ticket baseball, which I'm also learning. It's going to be Ken Forsch on the mound. It's the Houston Astros at home facing the New York Mets. It's John Matlack, number 32, on the mound. He's 23 years of age. He's a left-hander. That season in 73, he was 14-16, so had some tough luck, but pitched very well. He had an ERA of 3.20 and pitched 240 innings and 34 starts. He had a batting average versus lefties of 223 and versus righties of 238. So he's an excellent pitcher, and he will be on the mound for the Mets. For the Astros, it's Ken Forsch, 9-12, 4.20 ERA, 201 innings pitched, and a 262 versus lefties, 251 versus righties. Ted Martinez is leading it off here for the Mets. At the bottom, you can see the lineup. Now, what I did was I super enhanced the center of this, the input section, so you can see how I input stuff for 3 innings. Let's do this because I have to do something about half hour. All right, so who's up? Kenny Forsh versus Ted Martinez. Let's roll 3 dice. In this game, you read the red first, and then that'll tell you how to read the white and the blue. And it's a 3, so then I'm looking at a 46. The 3s is on Ted Martinez's card. A 46 is going to be lined, base hit up the middle, and Cedeno plays it on a hop. So what do I have to write? 1B. Now, there's several ways of doing this for different games, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to do the straightforward way for all games. That would work for you for all games. Next up is Felix Millan. Now, with Felix Millan, I'm going to try a hit and run. And let's see what happens. So it's going to be a 3 again, right? And then a 13. The 13 is going to be a base hit single, which is an infield hit. But this is going to send, I'm going to allow it to send the runner who was on his horse, took off to third base. Okay, so, and I bet you that's in the rules. Let me see. This is infield in. My hit and run rules are somewhere here, but again, this is not a video on the rules, so I'm going to bypass that. I just want to go for input. So I put input 2 stars. I know I did that fast. I'm sorry because I'm doing a lot of I'm dealing with a lot here. Okay, so what I did was a single 2 star. That means that each star represents 1. If it would have been a double and he's on first, double 3 stars, right? Each star represents a base that he moves up. That's one way of doing this, and you'll see some others. Or one main other that I use, okay? John Milner's up. Let's do this. So we're looking at that red die. That red die is a 6, so that's going to take us to another chart, the ballpark chart, and it's going to be a 61 on the ballpark chart, and that 61 is going to be a ground ball, infield's back, by the way, to the first baseman. So it's a G, 3, but he flips it to 1, so it's to the pitcher. Pitcher covers. But a run scores, right? So the Mets are up 1-0 here in the first, and that's 1 out. Next up is Rusty Stop, the pitch, and that's a 3 again. This column here on the batter card, and it's a 58. A 58 is going to be a ground ball. Second base, Helms flips it to Mets. Oh, there's nobody on. There's nobody on first. Otherwise, it would be a double play. So a G4, right? A G4. So he bounces out, and up comes. Crane Pool, Steady Eddie Crane Pool. Yeah, rest in peace, number 7. All the Mets in modern games have the 7 on their sleeve because he passed away. I remember him 3 or 4 years ago. He was looking for a kidney, and it was a fan who basically gave him his kidney. Great story. Kenny Forsh gets the sign. He entered the game. So Crane Pool entered the game batting .091. 2 gone here in the top of the first. Millan measures his lead. So let's click on swing. And it's going to be a 5. So that's going to be a potential fielding play. 68 tells us it's to Metzger, the shortstop, right? The 6. And then it's going to be a 68 on Metzger's card. There he is. A 68 is going to be a ground ball by the diving Watson. And that scores another run. The Mets are up 2-0. So Eddie Kranepool picks up a hit here. So what did I write? I just wrote 1B. That's it. So that's how simple this game is. So now the more complicated, like there's a double, runner is thrown out at home, there's an error on the play. That is a little bit, you got to know the game a little bit for that. A runner, the batter moves up to second base, but it's doable. Trust me, if it's doable for me, it's doable for you. Wayne Garrett. Now, I also play replay baseball, and I have a lot of videos doing replay baseball, in-depth videos, and I am a big, huge fan of replay baseball. But I have to tell you that this is a must-have just because of the cost. You're saving $3,000. You say, how could that be? How am I going to save $3,000 buying, digital diamond baseball? Well, if you go the Stratomatic direction, if you go the replay baseball direction, they sell each season for $25. This game comes with 120 seasons, and the rosters are excellent. They're well done. I have some questions on some rosters on some other systems. Everything is here for you. Again, there is a slight learning curve on the more complex plays. As you can see so far, I'm still in the top of the first inning. It's been very, very simple. So Wayne Garrett's at the plate. Let's double check that. I look at the screen. It shows me he's hitting. And it's going to be a 272. So that's off the batter against a lefty, because Garrett is a lefty, a 72. And that's going to be a deep drive to right. A deep drive to right is going to require me to look at his power. His power is a 7. He rolls a 10. That's 17 to right. And that's a deep drive, right field, win to the track. When do these guys hit home runs? So basically all it is an F9. F9, and I'm done with that inning. So that's the third out. The Mets pick up a couple of runs on 3 hits, and we move to the bottom of the first. Who's leading off? The ex-Met, Tommy Agee, number 20. John Matlack against Tommy Agee. Here's the pitch. So that's a 2. That's going to be in here. It's a 47. A 47 falls within 36 to 68 against a righty, and that's a swing and a miss. Blows a fastball by Agee. So what did I write? Because I did that super fast. I wrote a K. That's what a strikeout is. Tommy Helms. I'll slow down a little bit. This is a 5. So this, again, it's the defensive. It's a get to the first baseman. The 3 tells you that, and you add these, it's 36, right? A 36 to the first baseman, Milner. And that's going to be a ball hit on the ground past the diving Milner. So it's like a range play. So it's 1B. Very simple. So 90% of the game, right? Tommy Helms is on at first. 90% of the game is simply, the simple inputs, right? So that's, again, another 5. This time it's a 38. So this is, again, to Milner. And what will happen there? That's a good question. Milner is probably another hit, right? It's, again, a 38. Isn't that what I just rolled? So another 38, another ground ball past the diving Milner. This is, again, all I'm going to do here is 1B. There's 1 out. Now, I don't think this gives me an option. I don't know. I don't see an option. I think the option is a question mark, so he's going to stop at second base. So we got 1 out. Cedeno's on at first. Helms is on at second. And now we got should be Bob Watson. Where's Bob Watson? Did I just flip him over? No. Let me look at all the cards quickly here. Watson. Where's Watson? So anyway, so far you've learned a little bit. Can you master this game? I don't see why not. I've been inputting 1B. Now, granted, hey, challenge yourself, right? Granted, I don't see Bob Watson. Where's Bob Watson? Let me see. I was pretty sure I put him in the lineup. Here he is. Okay, wrong place. All right, Bob Watson. He was a 312 batter. Yeah, he was some kind of hitter in the early 70s. And here's the pitch from Matlack with runners on first and second and 1 out. That's going to be a 1. So that comes off the pitching column here. The first column, a 24, and a 24 will be a 3. It turns it into a 312. A 324. Excuse me, my mistake. A 324 and a 324 will be a fly ball to deep right field. And I believe that the two pluses means that. So, okay, this is important that you know. All you do is F9, runner on second is safe, right? So that tells the system that the runner on second will move up 1 and he's safe. I don't write anything about the runner on first base because he's not doing anything. So let's see if this will work for me. Because if it doesn't, I have to redo the video. That's it. So Helms moves up on the tag up, right, with the ball to right field. All right. So now remember, if you're a season ticket guy and you see me making a mistake, it's because I'm not taking the chance to double check. I'm not taking the time to double check those issues because I'm really just focused on the inputs. Right. Here's Jimmy Wynn now. I thought Wynn was up already. All right, Jimmy Wynn. I have Cedeno next. Oh, that was Cedeno. Watson, Cedeno. All right, Jimmy Wynn is next. And here's the pitch. It's a 4, so it's on Wynn's card, a 51 against a lefty. A 51 against a lefty is going to be a hard hit ball to the shortstop, Martinez. How am I going to do that? How am I going to input that? Well, there's 2 outs. So all I got to do is G6. Now, if you want to, he flips it to the second baseman, G4. If it's to first base, you don't have to write first base. That's it, G6. I'm out of the inning. So let's move it a little bit faster so you can see. Jerry Grody's up. Let me double check on the screen. Oh, Childs is up. Childs is up. Let's see if I can find. Here he is. So a lot of times the screen, I will put the lineups together quickly as I'm playing. I'll look up to see who's batting. I'll check also on the screen. It shows me the lineup, and then I'll just drop the cards in there the first time around. After that, I don't have to worry about it. Sometimes I just want to get started with the game. I don't want to, especially when I look at the lineup and I say, oh, yeah, all those guys are in my daily lineup. Okay, again, a 4. It's on this column. He's a righty, so we're going to be looking on this last column here. It's a 21. A 21 will be a bouncer to second base, so all you write is G4. Come on. Come on, guys. Bounces one to second base. G4. Jerry Grody. Pitch from Kenny Forsh. It's a 5. It's a 28. This is on the catcher, the Mets catcher. I'm sorry, the Astros catcher. A 28 will be a pass ball. There's nobody on base, so that's foul back into the stands. A souvenir for a lucky fan. Let's go again. And that's a 3. So that's off the batter right here. An 88, and an 88 will be line base hit. So rips one to center field, played on a hop by Cedeno, and here you have the pitcher. He will bunt. The pitcher will bunt. His bunting is a 6. So you add it all up. It's an 11, it's a 12, it's a 6. It's a good bunt. Pitcher picks it up over to first, and that puts the runner in second, scoring position at second base. Grody is not very fast, but hopefully because there's 2 outs, he will get that advantage. Here is Teddy Martinez, who's 1 for 1 today. Oh, I forgot what I did with that last one. What was that? Grody advances to second. Comes Matlack, drops, nice bunt. Okay, so on the bunt, what do you do? So let me undo that. I'm sorry. Again, forgive me. I'm getting all into the game here. A lot of hits and stuff. I wish. All right, so it's Matlack. He bunts, and I did fly through that, right? SH1. That means it's a bunt, sacrifice hit to the pitcher. You don't have to write. If you want to write who he goes to, I believe you can do 4. Let's see, 1 to 4. Let's make sure they don't knock him out at second base. They may. Oh, no, they don't. Okay, so 1 to 4. Probably because it's a sacrifice bunt, they let you do that. But I think if I write a 6-4, they do knock him out at second base. In other words, it is a force. But with a bunt, that's why you're writing bunt, SH, and not just writing grounder. Also gives them credit for a free pass on the. All right, so now it's Martinez, right? It's Martinez now. And we're going to roll. Kenny Forsh, 2 outs, runner in scoring position. That's a 3. You're looking at a 3 here and a 34. And a 34 will be a swing and a miss. And he goes down on strikes. And that ends the inning. Bottom of the second. Oh, I'm sorry, top of the second. That should be it. Strikes out. K. All right. Radar. Doug Rader. All right, it's a 6. It's an 84. They're at home, so you can add 10. So it's a 94. A 94 is going to take us to a drive down the line. Fair ball into the corner. The Cranepool plays the carom. Digging for second is Radar. Here's the throw. The tag by Mian, and he is safe with a leadoff double. Doug Radar lines one into the corner in left field, and Cranepool plays it well, but no chance to get Radar at second base. He slides in there ahead of the tag, and it is Larry Howard. Now, I don't bunt with guys at second base. I don't do that. And this is a 1, right? So let's see. So all I wrote right there was a double, by the way. Now, if you want to put where it was hit to and all that, you can add that by writing second base F7, and it'll tell you, oh, it's hit to left, and Cranepool gets the ball in, and so forth. And I think there's a way of even writing that Mian try to tag him, but the runner's safe, and that I'm not going to get into that because I wouldn't use that. This is going to do everything for me, guys. Everything. All I need to do is put cards on the table and roll those dice. And if you have limited time, or you have like a high ambition for playing lots of seasons and replays, this is a system that you need. So it's 145. So it's 45 Larry Howard, and a 45 will be a bouncer to first base. Will allow the runner. So it's a G3, right? So you're saying, okay, what is he doing here? What is he doing? It's a G3. That's all, and the runner will move up. Now, if I wanted to hold the runner, let me show you how to do that. Right? Undo. So if I wanted to show you how to hold the runner, where, in other words, let's say it's hit the shortstop and he looks the runner back. So it would be G3, runner on second base, R2H, R2 holes, R3 holes, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but that's how you would do that if it was like a G6 or a G5, where the fielder on the left side of the infield looks the runner back. Okay, so again, this is for you. I'm doing this for you to measure. Do you feel like you could learn this? Is this that complicated, really? Now, again, there is a slight learning curve with those more unusual plays, right? Runner, a double runner on first scores, batter out trying for third. There is a little learning curve there, but you put all these things that I'm showing you together, and you ultimately get the result for that. Okay. So this has improved tremendously from my first videos about this. So I do have to do more videos, because there is a misconception out there that the learning curve is extreme. At one time I felt it was extreme, and you can see those early videos on my channel, and I will tell you, hey, this is extreme, guys, right? I don't feel that you should buy this. But now I am changing my tune. Why? Because new input allows me to change my tune. I'm not fixated on one thing in my life, okay, where that's all I'm going to, deal with on a daily basis. I'm really open to these new games that are coming out that are very, very well done, and they're designed by guys like you and me, right? Who played Strat, who played Status Pro, who played SI Baseball, who played APBA when they were growing up, and they designed fantastic games. These modern games are fantastic. They're just as accurate as our older games. Our older games were based on 2+2. I call it the math design mode, right? 2+2 is 4. Well, guess what? These modern games are done by guys that are math inclined, and 2+2 is still 4. Okay. So anyway, let's look at Metzger. Roger Metzger with a runner on third. I'm letting the run score. I'm not worried about that. It's a 4 against a lefty, so that's going to be a 60. A 60 will be a fly ball center field, and that's going to be deep enough. So what do I write? This is good. F8, runner on third, S is safe. Runner on third scores, or runner on third is safe. And that's it. That's the fly ball. That will give him. So this is the way it's going to sound, right? All right, Matlack turns and sets and delivers a deep fly ball to center field. Childs is there and makes the catch for the out. Radar is tagging up. A good throw by Childs, but he is safe. Getting set to hit is Forsch, 2 down. All right, here's Forsch. There's 2 down. And the pitch by Matlack. The score is 2-1 now. And again, it's a 1 with a 66. And that'll be ball 4. So the pitcher walks. And I have to actually bring up there's very good support for this game, by the way. But that's one thing I do want to bring up. And I know it's in the rules somewhere. But believe it or not, the rules are kind of long, and I don't have time to read them, so I just kind of improvise, and I learn as I go. Things that don't make sense to me, like there seems to be, what if a pitcher never had a walk, right? And this pitcher could get a lot of walks if I always land on between 60, because Matlack does walk a lot of guys, 63 to 82, almost 20 points of walking guys on the ones column. So that doesn't seem right to me, that throughout the season a pitcher could get 10, 12, 15 walks. I don't know if that'll happen. I don't have the proportions in front of me, but I will ask on the Facebook group, season ticket Facebook group. All right, so there's 2 outs, runner on first. Forsch manages a walk. I don't know how, and here's Tommy Agee. That's a 5. It's a 52. So this tells you it's to the third baseman. A 5 says it's fielding or rare play. A 52, right, tells you it's the third baseman, and that's the number you're going to look up. So I think Garrett is at third base. Yes, he is. A 52 will be a bouncer to third, backhanded by Garrett, long throw to first in time, and that retires the side. So what do I write? G5. Inning over. All right, so this is the last inning that I promised you. It is Ken Forsch versus Felix Mian. Let's do it. All right, so that's a 3. That's in this column, a 25, and a 25 will be a bouncer to third. Raider makes the play, 1 down. So that was just a G5. I did that super fast. G5, that's all I wrote. Next is John Milner, the pitch. It's a 2 against a lefty. It's a 53, and a 53 will be a hard ground ball up the middle. Metzger gets there, spins, throws to first. G6. And next is Rusty Staub. Staub today is 0 for 1. The pitch, it's a 3, so it's off this column. An 86 this time, and an 86 is going to be a bouncer to second base, and that'll end the inning. G4. All right, here is the last inning, half inning that I'm doing for this tutorial. Helms. Now, there's a system out there that guys, I know guys are using, even cheaper than this is iScore. It does absolutely nothing for you other than keep that day's information. It does have a place where it shows you win and losses for your team, but it doesn't give you standings. I don't even go into all the things this does because I really don't care that much about it. I just wanted to keep my standings so I can see them on the screen. And occasionally I will do a video on, how the season's going. But also iScore, it just doesn't tell you when you need to input somebody. So you can not have a pitcher and play 3 innings or not have a left fielder and play 3 innings. It also on the box score, it doesn't show you what position they played. I hate those things. So I don't use iScore anymore, but I did use it for a very long time. Then there's another one that's called Ball Stat or Ball Score. That was a nightmare for me. It's an older system built, in the 2000s and maybe in the 1990s. And the man, rest in peace, who put it together basically passed. So there's really no support for it. There's random guys that have been using it for many, many years, and they have learned it inside out, and they will come up and very generously help you through it. But later, if you have more questions about it, sometimes they're not available because that's not their job. Tommy Helms, let's do it. See what happens. All right, it's a 6. That's a 35. They're at home, so it's a 45, and a 45 is a bouncer to second base. Guess what I'm going to write? Right? G4. So that is the first out. Second, here goes Bob Watson. Cedeno. It is Cedeno. And Cedeno's 1 for 1. He singled. And it's a 1. So it's going to be here. And an 85. An 85 will be line base hit. Rips 1, 2. Let's see. Let's make the call. All right. Matlack rocks and fires. Wow. Hit on the ground into center field. Coming over to get it is Childs. A single for Cedeno. All right. Here's Bob Watson with 1 out and a runner on first. What did I write there? 1B. Sorry, I went a little bit fast. I'm kind of rushing it a little bit because I do have to run. All right, this is a 53 because it's a 6 again. So we're looking at that ballpark card. A 53 is going to be a ground ball to third base, and it's a 5-4. So you're right. G, 5-4. And that knocks him out. That's a forced play at second. Goes to Mian, but Cedeno comes in hard, and there's no throw to first. So now it's Wynn. Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon. He's 30 years old, in his prime pretty much. Number 24. Here's a pitch. And that's a 4, so that's going to be off here. He's a lefty pitcher, so it's going to be a 26. You read the white and then the blue. A 26 will be a base on balls. So that puts 2 men on, and that pushes Watson into second base. Doug Rader, third baseman's up. Rader is 1 for 1 with a double. And here's the pitch from Matlack. And for that last one, what did I do? I wrote BB, I believe, right? BB is a walk. All right. Again, it's that 1 column, right? The red tells us that. It's a 15. A 15 is going to be makes it a 315. You just take these 2 numbers and it says 3xx, so it's 315. It was either white ahead. So a 315 will be a swing and a miss, and a curveball gets him. And what do I write? K, and that will be the third out of the inning. And that's it, guys. So I hope I gave you an idea of that, to look at this game. And this is for you, right? You're saving $3,000. I get nothing really ultimately out of this other than the satisfaction of kind of sharing this and telling you why you should definitely purchase this game. It's $25, $27, whatever it is. And there's an online platform where Steam, it's called. It sits in Steam until you download it, and then you can bring it up. It's pretty simple once you get through the first step, but there's good support, and that's about it. But it's well worth it, and that's my tutorial on Digital Diamond Baseball, inputting the data, right? Inputting the plays, if you will. This is Tony Porter, your host. Remember to like and subscribe and comment. Ask me for a video. Give me your opinion. And it's always valued. All right. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon.